Welcome everybody. Welcome back to Homestead Heart. And I am outside this morning. I know the camera's probably kind of dark, but I am outside this morning and I am sitting at our pond and I'm just getting ready to test the waters once again. That's all I'm going to do. It's a nice big one flying overhead like a hawk. I think the good news is that the hawks, they don't really come down to bother our chickens, right? So I think we're good that way. I mean, they will fly over and keep going, but they don't really bother our chickens, which is a good thing. I don't know why I'm trying to do this without putting my glasses on. All I'm doing is putting a worm on a hook. But anyway, you all, Bud is out here with me. Huh, Bud? So anyway, you all, as you saw the title of this video here, I'm sliding. What we're actually doing is just trying to find as many ways to develop our food sources, right? We are really trying to do the best we can with developing as many options for a food source as we possibly can, right? So now, you all, our pond is another one of those options for us. Yes, it is. And after speaking with a pond expert, he told us to buy these floating pond pellets and just come out and just throw them in the water, you know. I can't get them out there as far as Mr. H can, but he said to just come out and throw them in the water and kind of get a good idea of what we may have out here in the pond. So that's what we just started doing here recently. And we came out here a few days ago after, we fed the pond. We came out here a few days and then we just kind of threw the line in the water to see what we would get. Because remember, in the past when we came out here, we saw all of these itty bitty brim out here in the pond. Like, oh, that was a good cast if I say so myself. We saw all these itty bitty brim out here in the water. And they were quite aggressive because they kept trying to bite the hook, but they were closer to the edge of the water here. They weren't like out in the middle where I have my cork. You ain't gonna be able to see it, but they were out there. They weren't out there where the cork is at right now. But when we would reel it in, it would be like 10, 15 of them just attacking the bait, attacking the worm. So we would come out here and just kind of test the water to see what's in here. And unfortunately, we don't have, I don't know what could have happened to them, but I don't think we have any large fish in this pond. Now, I know a mama had to have, she had to have put these fish out here, right? So now, you all, that's just kind of letting us know, that we really need to stock this pond if we're going to have another reliable food source for our homestead. And I'm telling you, a good supply. I mean, I love brim, right? I love bass. You know, those are some of my favorite fish. That black bass is delicious. Now, I know that's more like an ocean type of a thing. It's not going to be like in a lake or a river, you know. When I used to live in Louisiana, we used to fish Locking Dam number 5, and we used to pull out so many of those striped bass, right? I mean, we used to do some good fishing at Locking Dam number 5, you know, but you won't find those fish in a pond or something like that unless you stock them yourself. So our pond is a half-acre pond, and we did tell him what size our pond was, and we actually measured it. So it's actually just a hair over. We took the measurements. It's about a hair over a half acre, just a hair by a few feet. So maybe I'm scaring them away because I'm talking. Let me just reel it in slowly and see if something nibbles on it. But just a hair over a half acre is our pond. And so he wants us to feed it, you know, for, you know, just about a week or two. I think he said it was about a week or two. He's really like very knowledgeable. He has a pond stocking business. That's what he does, right? That was a cobweb just blew into my face. So that's his business is pond stocking. And when Mr. H and I were thinking about it, like we even have enough room here that if we wanted to expand this pond, we could expand this pond and it wouldn't be a problem at all. You know, we could expand it, make it twice the size that it is now, and literally make it a full 1 acre pond. So we could actually do that too, right? So, ooh, that was close. That almost went on that line. But you all, in any case, like when we throw this pond feed out here, I mean, yeah, these in this pond, nothing happens. Every now and then you might get some fish to come up, you know, and nibble. And now another one of our concerns is we probably have quite a few snapping turtles out here in this pond. And I'm wondering if the snapping turtles have killed our fish. Because we came out here maybe several months ago and there was a catfish up on the bank. He had a head about like this, right? And he was torn to pieces. He was literally torn to pieces. So I don't know what could have ripped him up like that other than turtles, because we have seen them out here, turtles. So yeah, I'm not really sure. But as we explore our options, you all, for increasing our food source here on the homestead, Mr. H and I has got us thinking about not just stocking it, but expanding our pond too. Like, what would that take? And, you know, if it's going to be a major cost involved, then of course, you know, we would have to, like, because the guys that came out and did a lot of the clearing for our fence line, we had to hire that out because it was just so much. And so once we hired them to come out, man, there we go. Once we hired them to come out and clear that line, out of the way, they told us, we could clear all of this and we could actually come out and widen your pond if you want, right? So now that's really like on our mind as one of our long term goals, which would have to come after several things, right? It'll have to come way after several things, Bud down here just chillaxing. It'll certainly have to come way after Maribel. So, because for now, this will do. If we had to stock this half-acre pond, then it'll do. It'll do for now. But one of those long term goals for the farm, expanding this pond would be ideal. Yeah, getting ants on me. Yeah, that would be ideal. I mean, not a single nibble this time of the day, not a single nibble. So I'm gonna reel it in slow and maybe try to get it over that way. It's very quiet out here, it's very peaceful. So I figure, hey, since I'm gonna come out here and feed the pond, I may as well go ahead and put a worm in the water, right? I may as well go ahead and put a worm in the water and just see what happens before I just like feed it. Let's just see what happens. So yeah. So not a single nibble out here today, this morning. I only have about 35, 40 minutes because I'm doing laundry at the same time. So what I'm going to do is right before my machine stop, I'm going to go back inside so I could be in there when they come out so I can keep the show going. Because today is the day that, when I do my laundry, I try to do it every week on a Monday. And that includes all of the linen and everything, right? So, uh-oh, I think something just nibbled at me. Hmm. They eat my worm. They so little, they know I can't do nothing about it. They know I can't do nothing about it, but just let them eat it. So yeah, this is what we're looking at here, and what kind of fish would we stock in this pond? He told us that for our pond being so small, that having a few catfish. Once we get back with him to let him know like what's biting in our pond, what do we see in our pond, right? Now, he did tell us a few catfish, which is good because, although we don't eat them, but by them being, fish that like to kind of feed from the bottom, they kind of clean the filth up, if you will, help to keep the pond clean, So what we do is we'll put them out and they'll kind of help because the pond tends to get a lot of algae in the springtime. And he even suggested that, we could aerate the pond a little bit if we wanted to, but we've never had to aerate our pond. It just seems to clear itself up, you know. And the water levels don't really drop very low. They stay pretty good. I think like the lowest we've ever seen them is like where I'm sitting at about 5 feet in this direction. That's where the water's edge would be, but that's it. It won't go any further than that. It won't go any further than that. So, yeah. So he suggested catfish, and of course, we're gonna get some brim to put in here, right? And there was another panfish that he suggested. And then I told him, I said, well, we also want some bass out here too, right? And he said, well, yeah. Um, he said, yeah, you can put some bass, but you wouldn't put as many because the bass would kind of help control the brim population because they tend to they can like really become overpopulated rather quickly, right? So he suggested the bass to kind of help keep that population under control. So if we had to get fish out here, those would be the three that we would get. Yeah, those would be the three that we would get. So that's what our plan will be. It won't be now. I don't think it's too late. It may be too late to do it now, but we're more or less looking towards like the spring, ordering from him in the springtime. Early in the spring, getting our order in, and then stocking our pond. Yeah. And another thing that we also saw is like the birds too, right? Because we've literally seen the birds just kind of come down and snatch from the water, and we're not sure what they're snatching because we have a lot of little frogs out here too, and they like to float on top of the water. And sometimes you can see them out here, just little bitty frogs, and they're just floating in the water on top. And so we don't know if they're snatching those or if they're snatching our little brim, right? We don't know. But this food source right here is very, very important to us, and it's got us thinking like, as much as we like fish, we love fish. I don't know if y'all saw that, but we love fish, and a fish that we eat often is whiting. And of course, we can't raise whiting in this pond. We don't eat tilapia, so we wouldn't even consider having something like that in our pond. You know, yeah. But in any case, that's what we're thinking. It is a ton of dragonflies out here. It is a ton of dragonflies out here. I just love it. I love seeing them fly by. They are so beautiful. So yeah, that's our plan, you all. That is our plan. So I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and finish feeding the pond. Just kind of wrap it up and head on back in since they not really biting right now. I guess they don't want what I got. They don't want this worm. I have several fishing rods. There's one that I have that I really like. It's one that my dad gave me years ago. He gave me this rod, and I still have it. And I don't fish with it often. Actually, I haven't fished with it at all since we've been here because it locks up sometimes. And the last time, the entire thing came loose or whatever. So I don't know what's going on with it. It's an old rod. I've had it for a while, and then he had it for a long time, probably before he gave it to me. So I'm not gonna lose my rod, my reel, I mean. So, and then these rods right here, you all, these little pond rods is what I call them, because you see the size of the reel. This is not meant. You're not gonna go catch no big fish with this, okay? But yeah, we got these before we got to the farm. Walmart had these on sale. I mean, they had a lot of them. I don't remember how much they were. I think they was like $5 or something like that. but we got quite a few of them for $5, and we've had them ever since, in the barn. So these are perfect for the pond, for our little pond and what we're going to be growing. Now, my daughter, when she was small and we went fishing, she caught, or she almost caught, what was it, like a 3-pound bass on her little SpongeBob rod and reel. She was little old bitty something. And she was fighting, trying to get it in. And people were rushing to help her. My daughter was rushing to help her, my son. And then this man came over. He was trying to help. And I was further down where I was, and I saw him, and I'm running, trying to help too. And right when he got on the bank, beautiful bass, right? He was so beautiful. Right when he got on the bank, he broke her line and jumped back into the water. And we were like, oh, it's a beautiful fish. It was beautiful. Yeah. But anyway, you all, I think I'm going to go ahead now and just kind of finish. Oh, see what I'm saying? Right here at the bank. Let's see if you can see it. Right here at the bank is where the fish, the little brim are. See them? You see my little bobble? See? They all be right here at the bank because they're little. See what I'm saying? And he didn't clean me up. He didn't clean me up real good. See? He didn't clean me up real good. Look at that. Ain't nothing left. Mr. H calls them the klepto family because they steal from you in a heartbeat. I guess I'll feed them one more worm before I leave. I'll give them one more worm to nibble on because that's exactly all they gonna do is take it. How come I don't even have my glasses right here on my shirt like I thought. So yeah, you all, we really want to get this pond to where it can be another source of food for our family. Yeah, we want it to be another source of food for our family that'll keep kind of like, after we stock it the first time, that it will stock itself, you know, afterwards. That's what we would like to see happen, right? So, wash this off my hand. Yeah, that's what we would like to see happen is just, you know, for it to be a very successful pond. And I know we may have to like feed it, for a while until this pond is good and established. You see? So I know we may have to do that. Something is biting at my line again, and it ain't at the bank. So feeding it is something we are willing to do once we get the pond stocked. And Mr. H is even saying that he's gonna put some lights out here so that when at night, of course, the bugs are gonna be attracted to the light and end up falling in the pond, and that will be another source of food for the fish, all the bugs that fall into the pond. So that's something that we're just trying to plan ahead here for stocking the pond. And the good thing about stocking this pond is that um, it's not expensive at all. I mean, buying fish from this man is not expensive at all, like one might think it would be. Come on, I know you want it. Come and get it. So it's not expensive, you all, to do so. If you know, especially for a pond. Look at him. Especially for a pond our size, it's not expensive. It's not like we're stocking, you know, an acre, 2 acre, 3 acre pond. I'm gonna see if I could catch one of these little ones to kind of show you what we got out here. He ain't gonna let me get him. Yeah, it's not expensive to stock these ponds when they're small. I don't remember exactly like the cost of the fish that he had uh, on his little farm. I don't remember the prices, but exactly prices, you know. But I just remember, you know, it was like some of them were like 26 cents a fish, 30 something cents a fish, you know. It wasn't expensive at all. So yeah, you all. But y'all, that's going to do it. I'm going to go ahead now and go ahead and continue to feed the fish. And yeah, since all we got out here is nibblers, I'm just going to go ahead and continue to feed this pond a little bit. He didn't say there was no specific way to do it. So I just kind of throw it all in this one area here. And I don't know if I should throw like in different areas, but this is what I've been doing here. It's just throwing it all out there and feeding and seeing what we get. Look at that little one. But anyway, you all, that's going to do it. I think I'm going to go ahead now and go inside and finish my laundry for the day. I was seriously trying to see if I could catch a little one for y'all, but he's not going to let me get him. Nope. He's like, I'm camera shy. I don't want to be on the camera. All right, suit yourself then. Oh, well, you got my worm. All right, y'all. That's going to do it for this video. I just wanted to come on and talk to you all about how we are really striving really hard to find as many options as we possibly can for, you know, stocking our pond, you know, because we just want to be as self-sustainable as possible. And if we can do it this way, then that's what we want to do, okay? That's what we want to do, you all. All right, y'all, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you found it peaceful, but I also hope that you found it helpful, okay? Finding as many sources as you possibly can to be self-sustainable, and this is one for us. All right, so y'all, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and give our video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos we upload to our channel. Thank you again for watching Homestead Heart. Peace, I love it, and blessings to each and every one of you. I'm gonna see you in the next video.